Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on our channel, or also welcome to the newcomers if you're new to our channel. In this episode, in this video, we want to cover another Aikido principle, which is called in Japanese ma'ai, and it translates as distance. But it's not only about distance, there is also an aspect of space and time. So in general, it's about moving in relation to the partner, finding the right spot at the right moment, in relation to what the other person is doing, right? So let's have a look a little bit at this principle.
So what do we mean when we have ma'ai? Usually we have considered ma'ai as the right distance with our partner, okay? And we want to look at what distance is necessary for when we're doing techniques. Sometimes it's a distance that's close enough where the person can grab. Sometimes it's a slightly farther distance where my partner needs to take a step in to attack. So the distance is important, and just to be conscious of the distance. Now behind that is a relationship between the timing, the space, and also what's happening between the two people, between the two partners. So that's actually all included in ma'ai, and we're going to show you a few examples of how ma'ai changes in relationship depending on the situation. Okay, so let's take a look at what ma'ai means when we talk about the distance and the space and the relationship between them, okay, and the relationship in the situation. So the ma'ai then is the distance that we have between the partner and ourselves, but it's also about the distance that's appropriate to what we're practicing, what the technique is, and the timing that we need to be able to practice what we're doing. Okay? So that depends on the situation and actually the intention of what you're doing. So you might have a situation where we're practicing very close because we're starting in a static technique. So we might be doing something like katate dori. And we're already starting quite close here, enough to make a contact. Now even here, if we started in katate dori and we're this close, it's a much different situation than if we start katate dori here, right? And here he still has to reach out to attack, and he's still at a distance where there's some sense of being able to maybe control a little bit or be able to reach into or connect with the person, just to be able to kind of have that sense of enough distance for protection, okay? So this is one ma'ai for practicing. Another ma'ai to practice would be what we might call in kino nagare, or in movement. And in that sense, then we need enough distance where the attack is moving in to our space, okay? And we needed some distance where we have just enough distance where I can't reach my partner just at a first reach, just with a first step here, I can't do it. So my partner actually will have to move into my space to attack, right? Moving all the way into my space to attack. So the partner has to engage the whole body. And that actually creates a response. When I can feel that time and space, then that creates a response that I need, whether it's moving away or moving to the side, okay, whatever we might be working on. So that creates something of a little bit more dynamic there. Okay? And that's a different ma'ai. Okay? Another ma'ai that we might use would be with weapons. So for example, with swords. With swords, since they're a bit longer than just the regular arm, then usually we need a larger ma'ai. Okay? So the distance here already is a little bit longer, enough to where I can't really touch my partner without moving. Okay? Same for him. Okay? So to be able to do this now, he has to take a full step in or engage his whole body to attack there. Okay? And in that attack, there's a certain timing to that. Okay? So this amount of space gives enough time for me to, basically respond in a certain way. Okay? Now, we might notice if that timing is off. Okay? So if I don't respond sort of in the timing of the ma'ai, then I'll notice that I'm a little bit too late. Okay? So we have that certain amount of distance, there's a certain timing to it in relationship to our partner. Okay? So a couple of ways you can work on ma'ai, a couple of exercises that you can use. One would be with the sword, or even a bokan, even the jo would be fine. So any kind of weapon would be to keep a good ma'ai in the sense that we can't really touch each other except just the touch of the sword to be able just to feel where the partner is in space here. And as we move, then we sort of keep the distance that's necessary to not be able to touch the partner. Okay, so for example, if I somehow get a little bit too close so my partner can touch, then I know that I've gone out of the ma'ai. Okay? Now we may be practicing something where I need to get close, and that's a different thing. But for this exercise, we want to try and stay at a certain ma'ai where we can't touch each other. Okay, and you can do several different variations along this way, along this exercise. Now you can do the actual same thing without a weapon. You can just have a katate dori, for example, or you can do it without any sort of grab. And from here, we keep enough distance where it's hard to actually touch our partner without moving in. So at some point, he would have to move in to attack. Okay? And so we could practice that as well. And that helps us build the feeling for what time and space that we need for different types of relationships. Okay? Whether it's a larger space or smaller space. So you can look again for more exercises that we may present to you about ma'ai in the future. Thanks for watching.